Alrighty, welcome everybody. It's good to see some of you back again, and some new names and faces up. It's always good to see. And then there's a few, I don't know who you are because it says iPhone, but that's all good too. So, welcome to another edition of our Y Virtual Connect. Really happy that you guys joined us today, and I'm super excited to introduce Stephanie Lucas. Stephanie is with our Matthews branch of the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library. And there, I don't know how much you guys have used the library, but it's so much more than just going and getting out a book like it used to be. So I'm excited to have Stephanie here with us. Stephanie, welcome. And thank you for coming. And I guess, I don't know how you'd like to do, we have with 18 people, whether you okay to stop for questions or just use our chat box or whatever you're
Yeah, you
comfortable
can
with.
do whatever people are comfortable with. Yeah, and if you want to shout out to me if you notice a chat question that I'm not seeing,
I'd be happy to do that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
or break in with a question. Anything's fine.
Yeah, we've got a manageable group today. So if you really have a question and like to stop and catch up, because it seems like I think she's got a lot to share. So feel free to do so.
Yeah, and I will feel free to just oops. Okay. So my name is Stephanie. I work at Matthews branch of the library, and I don't know how many people have been back to the library since we were temporarily closed during the pandemic, but we are, all of our branches are open again, including Morrison, which would be closest for closest to Harris. Why? But we're all open for holds pickups. So anybody can go online, place a hold on a book, and come and pick it up. We will allow one customer in the branch at a time to pick up their holds, and we also have a small selection of newer books and book bundles available to browse briefly while you're inside the library. And we are collecting returns outside of all of the branches during our open hours. So that is all that we have at this time at our physical locations. However, I did want to share with you a lot that you can do from home through our website with your library card. So if anybody has never looked at the library website, you'll see here some screen captures from our homepage. And so we're at www.cmlibrary.org. Okay. And on our homepage here, we have all of these little toolboxes. And those are what you use to sort of navigate your experience at our website. So if you want to search for a book to place on hold, you use the green catalog. And then we have a lot, I'm going to show you a lot of things that you'll find inside that pink resources area. Okay. So first, if you don't already have a library card, I just wanted to let you know that you can get one online. You don't have to come into a branch right now to get a library card. So that's something else you can access from the homepage. You just click on that red Get a Library Card box, choose Virtual Card. You're just going to like snap a photo with your smartphone of your picture ID to show that you live in Mecklenburg County. If you don't live in Mecklenburg County, you can still get a membership. It's $35 a year if you live outside of the county. But you fill out this online application and you're emailed a library card number that you can then use to start borrowing both digital and print items from the library. So again, you just fill out the application, attach your photo of your ID, and you're good to go. All right, so the main thing I would say people like to do digitally with their library card is check out ebooks and digital audiobooks. So we've actually expanded our collection since the pandemic, just to make it easier for folks who are happier and feel safer just staying at home. So I want to point out to you, introduce you to Our two big providers for ebooks and audiobooks, and those are Overdrive and Hoopla. So Overdrive is probably our most popular resource, and that is going to have all of your big bestsellers, your James Pattersons, those kind of books are going to be available through Overdrive. Right now, during the pandemic, you can have up to 20 items out on your Overdrive account, and it's a 3-week loan period, just like with a print book. So you download the book to your device, and then it disappears after 3 weeks. So there's never overdue fees with your ebooks. Both Overdrive and Hoopla are going to work from apps. So you go to the App Store for your device. The app for Overdrive, you see that little logo here on the screen that says Libby. Libby is the app that goes with Overdrive. It's very user-friendly, easy to do. You load the app, you enter your library card number, that will stay in your app, and then you can start browsing and checking out items. So with Overdrive, like I said, it's got the really big, popular new books. So often you will have to go on a wait list for those books, just like with a print book. But you can just place the hold inside your app. And then when you go to your shelf inside your app, you will see both the items that you have currently checked out, and you can access those, or you can see your holds lists, and you can manage all of your checkouts from Overdrive through the app. It's going to be the same for Hoopla. Hoopla is probably our second most popular ebook resource. With Hoopla, the nice thing, it's not going to have all of the brand new releases, but everything that you see on Hoopla is available immediately to borrow. With Hoopla, our limits are based on the calendar month. So for each month of the year, you're allowed up to 10 checkouts. Now, once we're back to full services, that will probably go back to our original limit of 6 checkouts per month. But right now, you can get 10 checkouts per month with your Hoopla account. Now, Hoopla works the same as Overdrive. There is an app that you look for in your app store, download it to your device, and then connect your library account to your app, and then they will stay connected, and every time you open that app, you can access what you've borrowed through the library. So with both, again, you can browse and borrow through the app. Are there any questions about those two services? Anybody familiar with them already?
I have the Overdrive app and the Libby app. Are they different?
They are different. They're going to have the same items, and everything you checked out, your account is going to be the same. But the Libby app is just a little bit more user-friendly and easier to navigate. So I would stick to your Libby app. The only, unless you are on like a Kindle, and so maybe you would only be able to access the original Overdrive app. But if you are on another tablet, like an iPad, iPhone, I would say go with the Libby app. Is just a little bit easier to navigate.
I have a question about the audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
Are those, like if I download the app, then I can download an audiobook onto my phone? And
Right.
I can, like, listen to that when I exercise or whatever?
Yeah, and that's what I do. I'm not a big ebook person, but I love digital audiobooks. So yeah, you would open up the app, and you can search, you can filter your search to only audiobooks if that's all you're interested in. But when you find an audiobook, you just download that to your phone, and then you open the app to access the audiobook and to play it. And then, like I said, it just disappears on the due date. If you finish early, you can return it early. That's an option on the app if you would like to get it off your phone. But the thing to remember with the ebooks and the audiobooks is that when you go to access those checkouts, you want to use the app for the resource that linked you to it. In other words, you don't want to go to your library account, your traditional account like in our website. You want to go, if you got it from Overdrive, you want to go to that Libby app to access it. Or if you got it through Hoopla, you're going to go to the Hoopla app to then open up the audiobook and listen to it.
And one more question for you as follow-up to that. If, say, I don't finish listening to it in the allotted 3-week period, can I renew it?
So if it's through Overdrive, it's going to give you that option if nobody else is waiting for that book. Because Overdrive works just like our print books. There's a limited number of copies available. So if nobody's waiting, then it's going to give you the option to renew. If someone is waiting, you can get back on the list for it. And the nice thing is, even if you have to go back on the list and wait to get it again, when you open it back up, it's going to be where you left off, which is always nice. I don't know how they do it, but it happens. Hoopla, yes, you can just check it out again. So Hoopla doesn't do renewals because everything's immediately available. So what would you could just go back to your recently borrowed area of your app and just reborrow that item.
Thank you.
Sure.
One more question. I have your library app. Is that necessary anymore?
Yes, the library app is extremely helpful because with that, you can track your everything print, like everything physical that you have checked out. You can manage your holds. So not your holds for Overdrive or Hoopla, but your requests for other print materials. The app also will create a library card for you. So you no longer have to have your little physical either key ring or your physical library card, because you can enter your account number into that app. And then on the app, when you click My Card, it pulls up your barcode, and that barcode will scan at our checkouts. So it is still really useful. And some people like browsing through the app versus using the website itself. So yeah, it's still good to have the app.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so let me. Okay, so a lot of people don't know that we also digitally have hundreds of magazines available. So magazines are available through a resource called RB Digital. Okay, so if you go to the ebooks and more section of our website, and that's in the purple box you see in the corner there, that's the ebooks and more section. There's a section called magazines, and that takes you to RB Digital. RB Digital works very much like Overdrive and Hoopla. You connect your account to your library card number, and then you can check out hundreds of magazines. We have the current editions. We have many, many past editions of each magazine. And when you borrow a magazine from RB Digital, it will stay on your device for as long as you want it to. It never goes away. So there's no like 3-week loan period. So it's until you're ready to get it off your device, and then you can just say delete. But other than that, it will just stay. This is great for travel. Whenever we're back up and traveling again, you can put, hundreds of magazines on your tablet and have them to browse as you're on the airplane or something. It's really great. And it shows you the magazines appear just as they do in the print version. So they're very easy to read. And you can search by genre, you can search by title to find the magazine that you're looking for. It doesn't have everything, but like I said, there are hundreds of different magazines available through that service. So there is, and the nice thing too is there are no limits on how many checkouts you can do of magazines through RB Digital. So I would, you get a chance, check out all the magazines that we have through RB Digital. Any questions about that one? Okay, and newspapers. So you can read the Charlotte Observer every morning if you want to online through our website. So if you click on our pink resources box on our homepage, and then you can, at the right there, you'll see you can actually filter the search of our resources to just the newspapers. So we have Charlotte Observer, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. We get the daily edition available online, and they appear in PDF form. So when you open up the newspaper, like I said, it looks just like, you know, the print edition of the newspaper. It's not going to have updates that are done throughout the day, like if you have a digital subscription to the Observer or something like that, but you will be able to see what was in that print edition of the morning paper. So that's really nice service for you know, people, especially with, you know, New York Times, and that's a really expensive subscription, but you can use your library card to get in and read it online. Yep. Any questions about newspapers? Okay, so I'll get on to some other just resources that we have that are kind of fun to use. We have something, it's in our, you can find it in that resources list. So if you go to the pink box resources and then to that A to Z list, it's called Novelist Plus. I like to show people this because if you're an avid reader and maybe you're just looking to find some new authors, some new genres that interest you, Novelist Plus is great for finding a recommended read. So you can see here, you can search by genre, you can search by, they have search boxes where you can say, okay, I like comical writing, I like serious writing, I like this kind of, I like witty stories, or like a certain type of character, the tone of the book. You have all these little search boxes and it will come up with recommendations for you based on what you put in. You can also do searches. So if you have a particular author that you like, you can search that author and then it will give you recommended authors, like sort of read-alike authors that you would probably like based on, you know, what you like about your first author. So it's really fun to play around in Novelist Plus and just, you know, find new things to, especially now when we're in a phase with the library where you can't come in and just browse the shelves. It's kind of fun to play around in this tool and kind of get ideas of things that you could maybe request and then come pick up at the library, or we might have an ebook version that you could check out from home. So I recommend playing around in this, since if you're looking for, you know, new ideas about your reading. So that's Novelist Plus. Now I'm going to go into movies. We have a great service. It's pretty new for the library. I love it. It's called Canopy. So Canopy has thousands of movies, and it's got educational documentaries. It's got the great courses, like there are 70 of the different great courses on here. You'll see that little screen capture that you can check out. Blockbusters, like a lot of foreign films, a lot of classics, a lot of like Cary Grant films, all on Canopy. You can do 10 checkouts a month with Canopy right now while we're in limited service phase. Traditionally, it would be 6 checkouts a month. And what I really love about Canopy is that if you have a smart TV, you can actually put the Canopy app on your TV And so you can watch the movies on, your television that you've checked out from the library. Now you can also put the app on your tablet or your computer or your smartphone, so you don't have to have a smart TV to do that. But if you do, it's just a nice little added bonus that you can watch on your big screen. So the thing with Canopy though, so with our other resources, with Overdrive and Hoopla, you can actually download those checkouts to your device. So you don't have to have a constant Wi-Fi connection to be able to access those materials. You just need a connection while you're doing the download, which takes, like 60 seconds. And then that item is on your device and you don't have to worry about connectivity. With Canopy, it's streaming only. So you do need to have always a network connection to be able to watch the movies that you've checked out, but it's still a great service, and I would recommend just playing around and seeing all the great movies that are available through that. Some really entertaining stuff, and the great courses. The nice thing with the great courses is that they are available. Once you check out a great course, you have it for a full 30 days to be able to really spend some time with those videos. So that's really nice too. So I really recommend, if you haven't seen Canopy, or if you're not, and like I said, we haven't had it terribly long, but it's a really great resource. So any questions about Canopy?
What are the great courses?
So it's kind of like they're like these video series that really kind of get in depth on a topic and really teach you a lot about, like, so what we see here is like ancient Egypt or Benjamin Franklin, and they're just really intensive, I guess, looks at a particular subject, which is really interesting to, and it's I think to subscribe on your own, they're pretty expensive, so it's just a nice that through Canopy you can just sort of experience them at no cost. So.
And Canopy, is just an app. You don't get it to the website. Is that what you said?
Well, so you can go to their website through our website, so you can connect through the link at our website. But you can also download the app, and then through the app you would enter your library card number, and then that way your account would be connected to your library account so that you wouldn't have any charges for what you do through Canopy. And you can even, and so like I said, on my TV at home, I just downloaded the Canopy app and entered my library information, and now I can use my TV to watch the movies.
Okay, and on the website, I was trying to find it. Is it in the pink box and the resources?
Yeah, so it's in there. So if you click on the resources, and then there's a link to the A to Z list of resources, and then you should see it there.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Sure. Okay, oops. Excuse me. Okay, so another fun thing you can do through the library website is find hobbies. So we have Ancestry. Does anybody do Ancestry ever? Ancestry.com. We have the Ancestry Library Edition available, and normally under our normal operations, you would come into a library branch to access Ancestry. But right now, we have made available access to anybody at home. So you can use the Ancestry search engines and their databases all for free from home. With the library edition, if you already have an existing Ancestry account, you can't access that through our edition, but you can do all the searching and access all the databases. You just can't store that information in the library edition. But it's very fun to play around with and see old census records, old military records of relatives. There's information on grave sites, all kinds of just really interesting stuff in ancestry. So like I said, right now you can actually search all of that from home. And then we have a fun tool as well called Universal Class. Universal Class, you see this screenshot here, is you set up an account through our website. So again, you're going to use that pink resources box, and then click the link to Universal Class, and then set up your username and password. And then you can start taking fun courses. And they're everything you see, bread making, there's cake decorating, there's painting, there's meditation, gardening, decorating, interior design. I think you can even do like UFO investigation. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy courses through Universal Class. There's more than 500 different courses we have available, and you actually have an instructor. So you're doing it at your own pace, but you actually can submit your homework, and you get feedback on it. So it's really fun to check out and just try something, learn something new. And again, you can just do it from home at your own pace. There's no limits, no time frame. And you just log into your Universal Class, and you'll see your progress on all of your different courses that you've signed up for. There's also, technology classes too. So if you're looking to improve your skills at Microsoft Excel or something like that, you can do that through Universal Class as well. So it's a fun thing to check out and just maybe pick up a new hobby or two. Has anybody ever tried like either Ancestry or something like Universal Class? I usually find that people aren't even aware that we have that on the website.
So where would you find that? Is that under resources also on the website?
Yeah, so I've tried to on the slides in the top right corner, put the actual link that you would use from our homepage to access these. So yeah, you would go to the pink resources box, and then in that A to Z list of resources, you would just click on Universal Class. And like I said, Universal Class does require you to create a username and password, but that way you can keep track of all of your progress with your courses.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, and I wanted to mention too that we have great resources for technology help. Now we do this one-on-one through Zoom right now with a librarian, so that is an option as well. So if you're at our website and you look at our online calendar, we call it Book a Librarian right now. You can book a one-on-one session to get help with technology. That's every day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. But we also have great tutorials that you can access through our website. Now these you can all see in that resource list from that pink link, the resources link. So GCF Learn Free. I highly recommend GCF Learn Free. It's through the Goodwill Foundation. They have put together wonderful, easy to follow, visual, very helpful, because it's full of screen captures and things. So easy to follow your lessons for anything technology. So Microsoft Office products. If you get a new iPad and you have questions about that, they're great tutorials. Or new device, new phone, anything like that. GCF is very up to date. They have great tutorials, and they go through, and they have a lot of levels. So, they might have a tutorial specifically on Microsoft Excel pivot tables or something like that. So really easy to search. There's a search bar right at the top of GCF Learn Free to find the topic that you are interested in. So I highly recommend, if you have technology issues, going to GCF Learn Free. Another great tool is Tech Boomers. Tech Boomers you can also access from the resources. And they try to, keep up to date with sort of what the most popular apps are out there. So they'll have tutorials on when the drive share became very popular. They put up tutorials on using Uber and Lyft and things like that. I will say that I think their tutorials are not updated quite as regularly as GCF Learn Free. GCF Learn Free is really, really dedicated to being up to date because they're really concerned about keeping job skills up for people. So Tech Boomers is more, I would say, for people, the baby boomer age. So people maybe not so much worried about professional skills, but just about sort of leisure technology. But they do have a lot of useful information. And it's really, it's good if, if grandkids you've noticed, have some sort of new app, like when Snapchat became really big, Tech Boomers had tutorials on, to keep people up to date. I don't know how that worked. So when those new social media tools come up, they try to introduce people to those. So Tech Boomers is really good, I would say, for more the social technology. So if you have questions about how Yelp works and things like that, good to go to Tech Boomers. Finally, lynda.com is another great resource. Lynda.com is it's a technology resource that it's very expensive to have a subscription to. So it's great that you can access it for free with a library card. It's, I would say, a little bit more technical in their lessons than GCF Learn Free. So if you're pretty savvy with technology and you're pretty comfortable, you might want to go straight to lynda.com rather than go to GCF Learn Free. And lynda.com has a high level of training available. There are certain topics you can even get, certifications in through your lynda.com training. So that's a good one to check out. And I would say, if you're pretty comfortable with your skills, you could go to lynda.com to get answers to your technology questions. So any questions about those resources? Okay. And I wanted to mention a fun tool we have called Mango Languages. So if anybody's ever interested in learning or working on their language skills, or you have an upcoming trip that you're trying to prepare for, you can learn languages through Mango. Mango you can access through our resources, but you can also put the app on your phone or tablet. It has a translation tool right in Mango. So if you are on the go and looking for a way to translate what you need to say, they have that tool, but they also have these great lessons that you can go through. And you'll see on the screen capture here that they sort of like this, you see this French lesson. They design the categories to be really traveler friendly. So it's really easy to follow, and it's really useful, I would say, language that they're trying to teach you. So and I think there's more than like 70 languages that you can learn through the Mango app. So I would recommend playing around with that if you have any interest in foreign languages. Okay, so I just wanted to wrap up by saying we are here to help. So whatever, if you're trying to find a resource that would be useful to you, give us a call and we'll let you know what we have on the website. Or if you get stuck somewhere with one of our resources, with Universal Class or Lynda, or with your ebooks or anything like that, please give us a call. We have an Ask a Librarian chat service on our website. So you'll see that little Ask a Librarian logo in the bottom right corner of our website. Or you can make a, like I said, book a librarian appointment. So we have those available Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. every day. Or feel free to email me, call me if you have any questions about any of our resources or what's available in our catalog or anything like that.
Stephanie, could you once again remind me how you could get the technical help that you're offering again? How do you make an appointment for that?
Yeah, so there are, well, the easiest way to do it is on our website, you click on the calendar on the homepage, and so that will take you to the programming, and every day, well, Monday through Friday, you'll see at the 2 p.m. The book a librarian appointments. So you can fill that out. And then the way it works is that morning of your appointment, you will get an email from the librarian who's going to work with you, and they'll just ask you what it is that you'd like to work on that day so that they can kind of be prepared to answer your questions. So, and also you're welcome to email me and I'll get you connected to an appointment.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. It's fabulous.
Yeah, I kind of threw a lot at you there.
No, but it's such great information that most of us probably didn't know existed. That's all.
Yeah, I highly recommend just playing around on our website because, like, you know, we have a whole lot more than books these days. So, and especially now when our services are so limited in the physical locations, it's really useful.
And the library's plans, I guess, are you guys kind of in the phase 3 opening, or do we not know?
We are not specifically, we're not specifically related to, you know, the governor's phases. So right now, I think we're just looking at the safest way to allow browsing of the entire library without, you know, we're really comfortable with the safety protocols we have in place right now with our limited service. And so just trying to be able to keep that same safety for customers and staff while opening up things a little bit more. So I think it's going to be soon, I hope.
Good. Does anybody have any other questions for Stephanie? I'm just sort of blown away by the vast, maybe this has been here for a while, or maybe it's all new to me. So does anybody have any other questions they want to ask Stephanie before we wrap up here?
Stephanie, I have a question about what is the library doing to get the word out about all of these resources that are available? Because I'm just not really sure that people are aware of these resources, and a lot of people I think could use them.
Yeah, so typically what we do is if we have a class, if we host a class or we have these programs like this, you know, we share the information. So if we were hosting a, like next week, there's a Microsoft Word class. So with that, we would present the digital resources that are available as well to help people with that topic. We also, our marketing department picks one resource every month that they then post. They share on Facebook, Instagram, the social medias, and also into our email subscribers, just kind of introducing them to that resource. Like I think usually for September, it's tutor.com because tutor.com is helpful with kids getting back into school. So they'll pick a resource every month to share. So we try, you know, where we can. I would say mostly now it's like with social media, trying to get the word out about everything that we have.
And how do you become an email subscriber?
So typically, if you have if you have a library account and you have registered with an email address, you typically should get emails from the library. You don't, do you think you should be getting them and you don't?
Well, I have a library card and I use the Overdrive and Libby for ebooks, but I don't get any emails from the library.
Okay. And would you like to be getting them?
Yeah, because I just like to, you know, the reminders, like you said, once a month you highlight what certain resources. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to email me at the email on the screen there, and give me your information, and let me check your account and just make sure that we have you set up to receive email notices.
Okay.
And if we don't have the right information for you, I'll call you and we'll get your account set up for that.
Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Great. Any other questions for Stephanie? All right, well, Stephanie, wow, that was just a plethora of great stuff that I had no idea was out there for us. So I hope that I can continue to share this information. I hope everybody on here will spread the word, because it's, you know, I hate for these kind of wonderful free resources to not get out there to people, because there's so many people who can really use them. And I, being one, feel like when we bring different speakers every week, I feel like, you know, there's so many more people that can benefit that show up here. So I'm glad you guys are here with us today. And again, let other people know about what we're doing each week, and also about the library, because it's it's such a resource for us all. I'm just really grateful to you, Stephanie, for taking your time today to join us.
Yeah, I appreciate you all joining me, and thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And guys, our next week, we've got the brain trainer coming on. So I'm pretty excited to invite Dr. Vicki Parker, who does a lot of help with all kinds of people about how to train your brain. And I'm still trying to get some details about specifically what she's going to share with us. But she's a wealth of information and works with a lot of people. Her website looks amazing, and I'm really excited to have her next week. By my Monday email, I'll have some more details about the way she's going to present things. But please tell your friends, share this with everybody. The Y has no walls right now. We're all just trying to connect our community as much as we can. So it's good to see you guys here with me this week, and I hope to see you next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Once again, thank you for coming and joining us today. We
You're
really
so welcome. Thanks for having me.
We're all probably going to be
Thank
jumping
you.
on and exploring. So
Yeah,
thank you
check
so
out
much.
the website for sure.
All righty, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe out there. Have some fun. Learn something new.
Yep, that's what we do.